Hey y'all.
Howdy.
This is Séance with my siblings. My name is Craig, and
I'm Kylie.
And
Yes.
I'm Shandy.
howdy.
And this is Séance with my siblings. Halloween 2025 Murder House edition.
Murder House.
Haunted Murder House.
Haunted Murder House.
Unaliving house. Just kidding, that's so stupid.
The death houses of death and murder.
Welcome to the seance.
Ooh.
Good job.
No.
Settle down. You're gonna
Okay.
kill
They got a
people's
little
ears.
too hyped up. They got
Oh,
a
We're
little
not
too
yeah.
hyped up.
murdering ears.
Only houses.
Only ratings.
Only ratings. Oh no. No, the costumes will make up for it. It's
Yeah.
fine.
If you guys didn't know, I think I'm phallic with a glow up
Period.
phallics. Period.
Sexy Balak.
I have my holy water and everything.
Slay.
It's a little glare, but yeah.
It's holy water.
I like it.
We spent way too much money at Spirit Halloween yesterday.
Yes.
But I was living my best life, kind of. Luke had a full tism meltdown at Texas Roadhouse because they sat a whole huge family that took up 3 freaking tables next to
Damn.
us,
Sheesh.
and some of them were stinky.
Uh-oh.
Some of them needed their diapers changed. To be fair,
Oh.
like the adults had proper
The
hygiene.
adults were. The adults needed their diaper changed.
Hey, that is a fate we are all in danger of.
Oh no.
Let's be fair.
Yes.
Yeah, true.
I'm a bat.
I'm a vampire.
Rawr.
So together they're a vampire bat.
Oh shit.
I'm the only one not on board today.
It's okay.
I've had my costume for weeks.
And I just chose mine yesterday.
Samesies.
I was gonna be Ghostface, but then I was reminded that I might not be able to talk with the mask on.
Or C.
Or
Or
see.
see, or
Yeah.
do anything you need to do
Yeah.
to successfully
I just
Yeah.
like get the
into the void.
Yeah.
voice change on
And
the cord.
shout out to Chantel for doing makeup.
Yeah,
Oh,
thanks,
it
Tilly.
looks so good. I did my
I couldn't
own,
have done that.
obviously.
Listen, it has literally been 3 years since I've worn foundation.
I wear a beautiful little weird primery, not even primer, it's like a BB cream. I don't even wear. Sometimes I use concealer if my eye bags are real bad.
Stay.
So if you want to see me looking like a real girl,
A sexy Batgirl.
Watch
then-
us on YouTube.
Yes.
Those bat ears are so fucking cute, and your dress is so cute. We need to get
Thank you.
like pictures
We
of
do.
everyone
We
after
should.
this. And post it on the Insta
On the
and stuff.
Instagrams.
We need
Yes.
to film a TikTok in my front yard.
we do.
Oh
I
my
have an
gosh,
idea.
yes.
I actually
Oh, the
Mr.
stupid
Krabs,
rain has been
I
just
have an
ruining
idea.
Oh, yeah.
The rain has been bad.
Oh, it's so rough.
All right, should we talk about murder houses?
Let's talk about murder houses.
Bum, bum, bum.
Okay. So today, I'm talking about. Ooh, yes. Ooh, ghost
Have
updates.
ghost updates.
We
New
do.
ones.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Me and Kylie have a shared beginning of one,
Ooh.
and then it persisted throughout the day. Remember when we recorded with Ashley from Ghost Gossip?
Yes.
Shit, I'm excited to hear about this.
Yes.
Right. Do you have a ghost update, Craigley?
I do
Yeah.
actually. It happened last night.
Holy
Ooh.
shit.
Yeah. So I was up putting out another Estes method video, which you can watch on YouTube and TikTok.
It's a really good one.
It's real
We
good.
even got one comment saying it was spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shout out.
we did
Yeah.
it.
Thanks, bestie. But so my door was like shaking.
Like your
Like,
apartment door?
My bedroom
Your
door.
bed-
I was
oh,
in
you
my
were at
bedroom.
Mom and Dad's?
No,
No.
out in my apartment,
Oh, at
in my
home.
room.
Okay.
Like, it was like my personal door. And it was just like shaking, and I was like,
You're like-
what the fuck? Is my roommate's cat out? Is like
Another
something
roommate
happening?
cat?
A roommate cat, but a good roommate cat. Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway. But like it was just like shaking, so I like went
Was it
out
like
and
the
like no
whole
one was
door
there.
or the-
It was like the whole door just like shaking, like someone was like doing that.
Yeah,
with it.
like this. And you're
Yeah.
like, what the fuck,
I was like,
assholes?
I was literally so confused. I was like, what is happening? And then I like step out there and like no one's like even there. Like no one's even like awake because it's like 12 basically.
And everybody else is good little church boys.
No.
Asleep for the
I think
Sabbath.
they were actually gone. I think they
Oh,
might
you're
have just
just
been gone.
alone.
Yeah. From what I could tell, they were not there until I heard them come in like hella later.
Oh,
but
so you were
or at least one of
alone.
them. But yeah, no, I was potentially alone.
Mm-hmm.
And then later, like as I was getting ready for bed, I had turned off my LED lights, and I have like a sunset lamp that changes like all the colors, like it flashes.
Pretty.
Yes. And like I turned them off, and then like I was like laying down for bed basically, and it just turned on and like was like just flashing through the colors. And I was like, oh great.
I love it.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about that?
I was like, no, this makes so much sense. There's been like so much energy happening and like so much going on that like the spirits are riled up.
They are
Yes.
riled, and they're riled. They done be riled.
They do.
Yeah.
The veil is very thin right now, and I can feel it.
Palpably
Yeah.
feel it.
Yes.
It's palpable.
She's thick.
Palpable.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Those are my ghost updates.
I love it and hate it and love
Yes. Yes.
It was wild.
it. You didn't cry, scream, and throw up.
No.
You're just like, okay,
I was like,
bestie,
and
bye.
I just rolled over
Good
and I'm going to
night.
bed, yeah. Literally.
If you hadn't been you, though, you might have
I
cried.
probably would have
screamed,
cried, screamed, and
thrown up, called
yeah.
a friend.
Yeah, I would have
Yes.
like called in church, called the
What
church.
church would you go?
The Mormons get there.
They don't know what to do.
No,
You gotta call the
I'd have
coven.
to call.
You gotta call
the
a coven, you gotta call a Catholic, you gotta call, I think even a Presbyterian would know better what to do than a Mormon because they don't believe in ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when they need their house cleared, they ask me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the LDS has any sort of like.
They don't
No,
believe in that ghosts
yeah.
exist. So when there is a presence in a house, I think they just pray a lot.
Yeah.
That was my experience growing up as a Mormon. I'm not trying to be disparaging, but it's like they don't have lore or like
Yeah.
exorcists. They don't have that.
The
Yeah.
only ghost they believe in
Is
is
the Holy Spirit.
Ghost. Yeah.
Holy Ghost. Which he's a great guy.
Yeah.
He's a
Shout
chill
out
guy.
to the Holy
The
Ghost.
Holy Spirit. Thanks.
Shout out to Beer Case Jesus.
Beer Case
Shout out to
Jesus.
Beer Case Jesus.
My husband got beer and he found this teeny cute little Jesus. in
He's
it.
adorable.
He's so
big.
adorable.
It was like blessed beer.
Blessed beer.
I love that. We need that on a t-shirt.
Blessed beer. LLC séance with my siblings. Copyright.
Patent pending.
Patent pending.
And it's like
That's
a
our
beer
idea.
case in the middle of like a pentacle.
Cute.
Yes.
Yes.
With a tiny Jesus on top.
And it'll be like coven draft beer. Coven beer.
Yes.
Put that shit on a t-shirt.
We will.
Slap it on a tee.
Let's get on Canva.
Slay.
And,
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, our ghost update.
Okay.
So we recorded last Saturday
Yes.
with Ashley from Ghost Gossip. Who
Shout out Ashley.
is a beautiful, kind human. She is as kind and smart as she is beautiful and talented. Just can't say enough good things about her.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
It was such a good
It was so fun.
experience. It
Oh,
was
I'm
so
getting
good.
chills just thinking.
Ooh.
It
Thank
was
you
a
so much,
while.
Ashley.
Yeah, that's coming
We're
out
fangirling.
before this one, so you
Yes.
can go watch it.
Yes.
If you didn't.
If
Anyway.
you haven't already.
So we get done recording, and me and Kylie come upstairs,
Mm-hmm.
and all of a sudden we hear the chirp. We're talking with Peter, and maybe Luke. Was Luke there? Luke was there. We're talking to Peter and Luke, and just telling them how it went, and we were fangirling about how cool Ashley is, and we hear the chirp of a fire detector, fire alarm, smoke alarm. There we go, smoke alarm. And I'm like, that's weird, because I broke the one off of our ceiling years ago at like a 3 a.m. rage at the dead battery chirping. I had work the next day, okay? I was
Fair.
in graduate school, had work the next day. I was not a rational human.
Slay.
So we had a carbon monoxide detector down in the basement by our heater. But we are irresponsible and we did not have smoke detectors that had batteries in them. We have like 4 of them, mind you. They just none of them had a battery.
LMAO.
Naughty.
None.
This is your reminder to check your
Oh, I
smoke
know.
Yeah.
Do it. And your
batteries.
carbon monoxide detectors, guys. And if you don't have a carbon monoxide detector, you
Get
need
one.
one.
Get one.
being poisoned myself by that. It's super important. Okay.
Do it.
Here's to short-term memory loss.
Woo!
Yay.
Anyway, so then it just chirped, like once?
Mm-hmm.
And then we were like, that's weird. And then Kylie went home, and me and Luke went to Nephi to get lunch and to get some sundries from the Family Dollar.
Yes.
And then we get home, and Peter's like, it's so weird. It didn't go off once. Because he went and found there was one in our bedroom and some drawers.
Mm-hmm.
No batteries. So we ate our lunch, we're talking, blah, blah. Starts chirping again. And this time it chirps a few times. I could go back and find the text, but I'm not going to. I texted you guys.
Yes.
Like it was popping off. Like we got our carbon monoxide detector and checked that, even though it sounds nothing like it. We found all the smoke alarms in the house that were hidden away in drawers. None of them had a fucking battery. None.
Not a single one.
And they were chirping. And they're not like these fancy ones that are like wired into your house. No, these are ones you go buy at Walmart that you don't hook up to anything. They're not like smartphone
operated.
Nothing. They're old school, dumb smoke alarms.
Yeah.
The only way they work is if they have batteries in them.
Yes.
But it chirped, gosh, probably like 5 more times within a smaller time frame, like an hour, until we gathered up every single one in the house and put batteries in them.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And then they stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it was like,
Get
this
fire
done.
safety.
Yes, I have a theory, because while we were talking to Ashley, she's like, oh, Wayne knows we're talking about him. Her old house ghost, Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, was it him? He's like, bitch, you're being a dumbass. Your house is going to burn down. I'm like, literally, it's made out of brick and cement. It's really not going anywhere. The stuff inside of it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. So that's my ghost update. Our house was popping off.
Yes. Wendy
Yeah.
popped off again, didn't she?
Yes, was it that day?
It was that day.
It was
Was
that
it?
day.
Oh,
She
yeah.
has a cat ball that she hasn't played with. Wendy, the haunted doll that I found because of the Ghost Gossip podcast and their haunted doll episode. Anyway, she first used a cat ball when she was down here with us recording when we were introducing her.
Mm-hmm.
And then she has had it on her shelf, on like in between her legs, on her dress, since then, and hasn't used it until that day with all the smoke alarms.
Mm-hmm.
And then she hasn't used it since, that anyone has witnessed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
That's
yeah.
wild. Like so
Yeah.
much happening in one day.
Yes.
Mhm, it was wild. It was such a charged day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. What
Yeah.
about you, Kai Kai? Anything at home?
Just the usual, like, got my little lurker guy that just vibes, and the little black orb I saw the other day while I was at work.
Mm-hmm.
Our shared black
Our shared
orb.
black orb. It has been at my work lately, too. It just
Oof.
comes to visit.
Yeah. But that's about it, other than, like, several tarot card readings pulling the same card.
Oh, yeah.
4 times now in a row.
Damn.
Which the odds of that are like, I looked it up, I
Right.
can't remember the number now, but it's
Slim.
what's the word? It's small. It's slim.
It's like pretty much, how did this even fucking happen?
Mm-hmm. And I shuffle the cards every
It's
time.
not like she's just like, oh, I know it's right here. I'm gonna just. Oh, look, it happened again.
It do be like that. Like, it's crazy how many times that's happened to, like, just, like, happens. It's wild.
So those are our personal haunted updates. And now, shall we get into murder houses?
Yeah,
Let's
get
shall.
into the murders. Murder. Caca. Okay.
Ah,
So I am talking to your faces about the Villisca murder house.
The Axe Murder House.
The Villisca
Bum, bum,
Axe
bum.
murder house. Yes. Yes. He or they, we don't know, did use an axe. Okay. Villisca is nestled between 2 rivers in the rolling hills and farmland of South Iowa. The town, sorry.
not Iowa.
Iowa! Oh my god. Okay, sorry. The town began as a settlement known as the Forks, Hoa, hoa, hoa,
I'm like,
hoa.
but not those forks.
Not those forks.
That forks.
Can you tell I'm like a little bit sparkly too?
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm like
yes.
Twilight vampire-esque, like just a little.
You remind me a little Twilighty, a little
Like Kiss,
Lost
a little,
Boys,
like, Lost Boys,
Lost
yeah.
Boys.
Mhm.
I would say more like Lost Boys
Oh, yeah.
80s glam fam.
Yes.
Oh yeah, 100. That's what I was
Way
thinking.
Yes.
cooler than Twilight.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna have
No
like a
shade to
long sleeve,
Twilight.
like yeah.
Yeah.
Because Twilight vampires.
We all had a crush on them at one point. Let's not lie.
Oh my god, the
This
Lost
is
Boy
the skin of a
vampires.
Killer Bella.
I had
Smash.
a crush on Alice and on the one brother. You know.
Jasper or
What,
the,
what?
the egg
Jasper.
eating one.
Jasper?
The egg eating. Oh, Jasper. Emmett.
No, he's too much of a meathead. For
Yeah,
me.
he's very much meathead.
But like,
Battle
no shade to that.
scars.
About scars.
Okay.
Anyway,
Axe murder.
the Axe Murder House. It was settled and known as the Forks. And by 1858, holy shit, long ass fucking time ago, the area had just 2 stores and a handful of homes, much like here. Just we don't
even have 2 stores.
We don't even have 2 stores. Like, yeah. In that year, the town was selected as a coveted spot on the Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Railroad line. Trains
Connected us all together.
connected us all together. Trains. Oh my
Planes
god.
and automobiles.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Period. The town oh god, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm fine
Easy
now.
there.
The town was plated by one of the railroad employees, D.N. Smith Railroad Line. The town, oh my god. Oh yeah, no. The town was plated by one of the railroad employees, D.N. Smith, who named the town Villisca, believing it was a word from the Sac and Fox Native American tribe for pretty place or lovely view. However, historians now believe Smith mistook it for a different local Native American word, Villisca, which means evil place.
Bum, bum, bum.
Oh no.
Bum, bum, bum. There's also like a movie about this.
Yes.
Just BT dubs.
Villisca.
Villisca.
There's lots of information about this. This is pretty famous.
Even though the Civil War slowed the construction of the railroads, having been coveted a spot on the CB&Q line ensured the town flourished as a retail and agricultural travel hub, as places do when they have, like, a way to access them. In 1867, the train line reached the town and the town flourished. By the turn of the century, Villisca had a variety of retail stores, restaurants, and a theater, and 2 large churches. The United Methodist and the First Presbyterian, and by the turn of the century, boasted a robust population of 2,500 residents. Holy shenanigans.
That's more than
That's
here.
more than here.
It's more than has ever been here.
Ever. It's because we got rid of the trains.
We did get rid
We
of the
did.
train. Well, the train just didn't want to come here anymore.
Yeah, they said,
Screw y'all.
there are just like sheep here. Don't want
And
to-
sugar beets, and
And
now
sugar
you don't
beets.
even have sugar beets?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like, we can't get our sugar beets. Never again. Okay.
Okay.
The community had a proud military history, beginning with the construction in 1912 of Iowa's only publicly funded and largest operating armory on the north side of the town square. In 1912, Iowa turned Atlas proclaimed... In 1912, Iowa Touring Atlas proclaimed it as one of the first towns in the state to have that. The brochure described it as a perfectly picturesque small town, populated with lovely Victorian homes on its tree-lined streets.
Slay.
Yes. And the boom that followed the railroad opening, the house of 508 East 2nd Street was built in 1868 on Lot 310 for local resident George Loomis. The home would have echoed most others in the area in size and features, at about 600 square feet. With 2 bedrooms, a parlor, a downstairs sewing room, and a kitchen, and an outhouse. Ooh, fancy.
Ooh.
That's crazy to think about.
They
Though they
don't-
like had
I don't
outhouses.
think
like
that counted as the 600 square feet, though, right? Because it was outside.
Ooh, I don't think so. No, they're real fancy with it.
They're
They
real
couldn't count
fancy.
that.
No.
Loomis built a barn next to the house. Not long afterward, Josiah B. J.B. Moore purchased the home in 1903. Josiah Moore, then 34, was one of the town's most prominent businessmen. who had secured a franchise to the booming John Deere company.
John
Ooh,
Deere.
Tractors.
Tractors.
Previously,
She
he'd
thinks
worked...
my tractor sexy.
My
It really turns her on.
I fucked
Have
my
you
tractor.
felt the vibrations from sitting in a tractor on a seat of a tractor.
No,
while you-
Craig, I fucked my tractor.
Sorry.
I mean, it's the country out here.
You
Boys be doing wild
wild
shenanigans.
shit.
Continue.
Sorry. Previously, he'd worked 9 years for Frank Jones, the owner of the hardware and agriculture supply store, and a state politician. Bum bum. Moore set up shop directly across the street from his former boss. Josiah was one part of a large family, most of whom lived in Villisca, including his parents, and 6 of 8 living siblings lived in the town.
Wow, they did good. They kept lots of kids alive.
They stayed alive. Staying alive. Staying alive. Okay. The Moore family was deeply interwoven into the fabric of the community. Josiah married Sarah Montgomery on December 6 of 1899. At the home of her parents, like the extended Moore family, they had Villisca from Illinois. By 1912, they had 4 children: Herman, 11, Catherine, 10, Arthur, 7, and Paul, 5. On Sunday, June 9th, the family and the Sterling sisters attended a special evening children's program at the newly constructed Presbyterian Church, just a 5-minute walk from the Moore house. 2 friends of Catherine's were part of the special program: Ina Mae Sterling, or Stillinger, God, sorry. Sterling, Stillinger, very different names.
enough.
Yeah. And her sister, Lena Gertrude, 12. The sisters were members of a wealthy family who lived on a large farm about 7 miles outside of town. Around 6 p.m., Josiah called the Sterling family home and asked their oldest sister, Blanche.
Blanche.
Or Blanche.
It's
It's
blonde.
probably
It's
Blanche.
blonde.
Yeah. Blanche. Sorry. If the girls could stay overnight. The format...
The F word.
The Moore family and the 2 girls got to the Moore house sometime after 9:30 p.m. 9:30 p.m. It's unclear if they ate or drank anything once they arrived home. The Moores had added a twin bed into the downstairs sewing room so that Catherine, their only daughter, and Stillinger girls slept there, wedging together in a single twin bed. Catherine joined her brother in an upstairs bedroom next to their parents. Sometime after midnight, someone wielding an axe attacked JB first. Sarah was next, and like the rest of the victims, she was bludgeoned with only the blunt end of the axe.
Ooh, that's
So,
awful.
like, knocked her out first.
Mm-hmm. So the only one they used, or the person used the axe,
The blade?
the blade,
The blade, okay.
was the husband.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I knew that.
I
or
didn't know that
remember.
either.
Huh.
That sucks.
Yeah.
And then everyone else was just blunt force trauma.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then
Yikes.
then they headed down to the parlor bedroom where he, killed the Stillinger sisters. Then in a chilling encore, the murderer went back upstairs and savagely attacked the already dead bodies of the Moore family, whacking Josiah an estimated 30 times and rendering the other victims' faces unidentifiable.
That's horrific.
It's
that
crazy.
Feels personal
Mm-hmm.
or psychotic.
Yeah.
Maybe a little both.
Probably. This story's so crazy.
It is. It's so horrific.
With further beatings. He took such ferocious swings it left marks on the walls and ceilings. Yeah, gross. Then, the killer walked around the house, ritualistically covering all the mirrors, a common practice during wakes and funerals at the time, and covering the victims with pieces of cloth or clothing. He closed all the window blinds and, on the 2 windows without them, draped pieces of the family's clothing. He returned to the girls' room downstairs where he left the axe, believed taken from the Moore's own coal shed, which is just all so fucking crazy.
I don't know if you mentioned this, or if you're going to mention this, but is this the one where he hid
No.
in the house?
In the attic.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
that's
no,
one of the
yeah,
theories,
later.
'cause
Yeah,
they
that's a
found
theory.
A cigarette
Okay.
butt in the attic.
And there's also like a theory that he was like, what? Or I'll get there.
Okay,
But,
sorry.
Get there. There's a
where-
few things
there
like
are
that.
like a few like different like speculations that people considered. He left the axe downstairs, which he took from their coal shed, and then he washed his hands in a pail with water, which that doesn't make sense to do now, but back then it did because they didn't have forensic technology.
They didn't know about the
Yeah, they didn't know about dinner. Okay. And so he washed his hands in the pail and made himself a plate of beans and tucked into some bread before he left. Wild.
He was just
He was just,
bopping
like,
around. What the heck?
bopping the fuck
It's
around. He was like, I'm
always
gonna make
wild
some beans and eat some
when
bread.
someone has enough time to eat food at a place
At
where
their
they've
crime
massacred a
scene.
family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this isn't the only the only case where that's been a thing that has happened.
Mhm. Yeah,
Which,
it's
like,
crazy.
to me suggests either a lot of overconfidence that they will not get caught or interrupted, or it's like just psychosis.
Like,
Because
oh,
only someone
that
in
didn't
psychosis
happen.
would think they could just sit there and hang out
Yeah.
instead of needing to get away.
Oh, it's crazy. Locking the door with a house key behind him around 5 a.m., the Moore's next-door neighbor, Mary Peckham, went out to hang laundry around 5 a.m. just as the sun was rising by 6 a.m.
She motivated.
Mm-hmm.
I would
Girl
not be
getting out there
hanging.
at 5 a.m. to hang laundry,
No.
please.
No.
It struck her as odd the normally boisterous family wasn't awake, especially given the children were expected at school that Monday morning. By 7 a.m., she became increasingly concerned. Their horses were restless, and the other animals hadn't been fed. Bum bum. She not disturbed by the stillness. She attempted to look in the windows, but all the curtains were closed. She tried both the front and back doors, both were locked. Concerned, she called JB's brothers home and spoke to his wife. Was it possible the Moores were ill? Was Josiah's father ill? She called his store, and he wasn't there either. At 8:15, she got hold of his brother Ross, who arrived and let himself in with a key. Suspect.
Let himself in with a key.
I just recently listened to something about this, and allegedly the key was hidden there on the property. Like they had like a key under their doormat or
Right,
something like
yeah.
that. Like
The
the brother didn't
typical-
necessarily have a key. And
But
then
he knew where the spare was.
they found
Like,
it, yes.
They found it, yeah.
And I think it was weird for them to lock their doors like in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Because like small
It wasn't
towns, you
them.
don't lock your doors.
Yeah.
You don't need to.
Yeah. Bum bum. Okay, so at first, Ross saw nothing wrong. Then he went into the first floor bedroom and saw a sheet pulled over the bed where the Stillingers laid. A hand fell lifeless below it. He could smell a dreadful blend of copper and blood. Ross immediately ran out and told Peckham to call the town's marshal to call everyone. One of Moore's workers, Ed Seeley, turned up to tend to his livestock, and Ross told him not to bother. Something terrible has happened here, something has happened here, he said. Sometime after 8:40 a.m., the town's central telephone center issued an all-call alert. Crazy. Advising every household in town of the murders. Within minutes, the home became a full-blown spectacle. Upwards of 100 people stampeded through the rooms, and bodies of the 8 victims still in place. The town marshal, Hank Horton, even let some of the locals handle the murder weapon, which like to me is like so crazy.
They passed it around.
Mm-hmm.
They passed it around.
Like that's just like
That
when I
is
was like reading this,
bananas.
I was like, that's like the murder weapon. Like they don't need to do forensics on it.
No one touches that.
Yeah, like it's crazy what some of the people did.
They were taking souvenirs.
They sure were, which is crazy. They stampeded through the rooms, the bodies of 8 victims still in place. Some townspeople took pieces of JB's school
What the shit?
as souvenirs before they could be ushered out. When I read that, I was like, that's not real. That wouldn't happen.
People wouldn't really do that.
People wouldn't do that.
Yeah, people were coming in, they were coming back in through windows and things as fast as they could get them out. People were coming back in.
That is so wild.
Isn't that disgusting?
It's so morbid. What kind of mindset? They're like, ooh, a piece of scalp. Woo! God. I just don't, I was flabbergasted. I was like, what did they do?
They didn't have enough true crime to watch, so they had to behave like animals.
Right? They're like, this is the only thing that's happened in this town for fucking ever.
You have to remember, they had public executions and stuff too.
Yeah, they did. They sure did.
So this was
child's play, nothing to them. Crazy.
Or exciting.
Exciting, yeah. No. Definitely.
They didn't have what we have now for entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
Woo! Yay! Okay. The county coroner, Dr. Lindquist, arrived at the scene of the crime at approximately 9 a.m. After viewing the scene himself.
I was that was not a woman.
Yeah, I was about to say himself. He later met with Horton, who had been the town's night watchman that Sunday. The sheriff ordered Jackson to review the information they had collected. Lindquist appalled by the flow of people in the house, urged the sheriff to get the National Guard in place to secure it. The state's armory was located in Villisca, and the National Guard secured a perimeter around the house by 10:30 a.m. The local druggist, wild word,
the pharmacist?
yeah, whose hobby was photography, showed up to take photos, but he was dismissed and told taking photos was too ghoulish.
But taking the scalp is not.
But we don't need crime scene photos, everyone.
No, never. Because they knew something we did. Okay. Maybe. He may have had an economic motive and was dismissed, told taking photos was too ghoulish. And that they didn't want him to sell postcards of the crime scene because that was popular, which is kind of crazy and
ghoulish?
Cool. Yeah. Ghoulish. Although Lindquist called members of the coroner's jury together in the late afternoon, it was several hours before they entered the Moore home to view the bodies, which is still crazy to me. This was already done. Oh god.
Oh no, you lost your spot?
I did. Okay. Okay, after 10 p.m., he called the county attorney Ratcliffe to finally give permission to the undertaker to remove them. The fire station had been set up as a temporary morgue. Crazy. And it was close to 2 a.m. before all the bodies had been transported there. Early 20th century lacked forensic technology common now, even rudimentary evidence collection such as fingerprints was not widely used. Based on initial estimates, doctors estimate the murder occurred between midnight and 2 a.m. The victims' autopsies revealed all died from severe head injuries. Some wondered how a murderer could maneuver in a compact, creaking farmhouse without awakening anyone. At the time, newspapers preferred a theory. The murderer put a sedative in milk or cocoa. But toxicology studies weren't a routine part of autopsies at the time. After reconstructing the events of the night, the investigator focused primarily on gathering statements from neighbors and townspeople. They ruled out burglary as a motive. JB's wallet with cash was left untouched.
Oh yeah?
Two spent cigarettes found in the attic suggested the murderer could have entered the house via a window or unlocked the back door and hid until the family returned from church. So that's the theory, that they were hiding in the attic, waiting, which is just crazy too. Two curious bits of evidence were uncovered. A gas lamp with its glass chimney removed and its wick turned down, so it would give off only the faintest bit of light, was discovered upstairs. A fragment of a keychain not belonging to the Moores was found downstairs. Several suspects emerged almost immediately, although no one was ever convicted of the Villisca axe murderers. There seemed to be no shortage of suspects. In the days following the crime, you could have read about at least 4 possibilities. In any edition of the newspaper, many of the leads, however, were quickly exhausted and as time wore on, began to dwindle. Today, historians and those who have studied the axe murderers extensively seem to be made up of 3 camps. There are many who, to this day, believe Frank F. Jones, the prominent Villisca resident and Iowa state senator, who Moore had worked with was responsible. Another adamantly insisted that the crazed Reverend George Kelly was the culprit, and the third...
I think it's him.
Yeah, and people were, speculating that, he was possessed by, demons, and, wild
He was a
shit.
known peeping Tom.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And he was, a traveling preacher.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
And he gave
was
everyone
traveling.
the heebie-jeebies.
Mm-hmm. The third group are those who believe that the Moore murderers were the work of someone totally unrelated to the town of Villisca, a possible traveler, hobo, or serial killer. This is by far from an exhausted list. Hired gun, William Blackie Mansfield, arrested in 1916. Demon inside a minister, Reverend John Jacqueline Kelly, tried in 1917. Convicted of a double murder, Henry Lee Moore. Side was serial killer theory. Villisca was part of a pattern. S.A. Andy Sawyer, detained by sheriff. Joe Ricks, detained in Monmouth, Illinois. Since the Lynns opened the house in the 1990s, hundreds of people have reported unexplained phenomena, many even during daytime tours. Those reporters, they have reported a sense of concentrated dread, which is, very reported on, just, feeling, heavy and dread and, sad.
Mm-hmm.
Profound sadness or inexplicable rage. A strange fog has been witnessed moving room to room. Ghost hunting researchers have documented spirits with various electronic devices, including electromagnetic frequency detectors, EMF, and dozens have documented two-way communication via EVP. On social media, notably YouTube, photos have captured orbs, ghastly fog, and all kinds of other ghostly phenomena. Some children have been observed playing with an unseen individual under the bed, in what's often called the dark room, the parlor bedroom where the Sterlinger girls died. In 2014, one paranormal enthusiast entered the house with a haunting knife is what I read, despite being warned to not take it inside by the home's caretaker. After attempting to provoke the spirit into a response, he reported he saw a flash of light and then woke up in the hospital. He'd suffered a self-inflicted wound, so he stabbed himself with his own knife that he didn't remember, which is crazy.
That is bananas.
He later returned to the house and apologized for his behavior. Some claim to have made contact with the victims and others with the victims and the murderer. Could he have perhaps returned to the scene of the most infamous crime either by choice or by forces in another dimension to pay for those deeds? No one knows for sure. Many say that the real thrill of spending the night occurs around 2 a.m. when a train passes through the sleeping town. The train's whistle is thought to trigger the residual events of the murder. Some investigators have reported that the fog sometimes appears moving from room to room, perhaps mimicking the order of the murders. All that is known for sure is one thing. The home on plot 310 stands on a chilling symbol of darkness that can lurk within some individuals, even in the seemingly safest communities.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
That is a gruesome.
That is a gruesome one.
It's a
true crime case.
Wild story. And I found a lot of that on themurderhouse.com/thehouseandmurders. And I have a story.
Like a personal
account.
Ooh.
It was really hard to find personal accounts apart from just like the mundane of like seeing that foggy figure and like black orbs.
Or like by just watching
Like
YouTube
Ghost
Ghost
Adventures or
Hunters.
like,
Yeah.
where they their livelihood depends on them experiencing
Experiencing something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the Villisca Axe Murder House Tour by Chica22.
Chica as in the
Chica
FNAF.
22. Or Chica,
Like Chica girl, like a girl.
Yeah. Spanish, yes. My family and I went to the Villisca Axe Murder House in Villisca, Iowa, this past weekend. It's a small house, quiet but creepy. It's very sad that what has happened in the house. 8 people, 2 adults and 6 children, 2 of them being friends with the daughter, were brutally murdered, hit with an axe. In the house, when you walk in, you can just feel the sadness. The tour starts in the town museum, then the cemetery where you see where the families and their 2 overnight guests were buried. And then you finally go to the house. That sounds like a fun tour. When we walked in, I immediately felt sad. The tour guide kept us in the living room and told us the terrible story. The killer supposedly hid in the attic until the family went to sleep that night. When the tour guide was talking, I saw a shadow that looked like a woman standing in the kitchen looking at us. Gross. Like a shadowy woman. It's usually like faceless and like just shadowy figure. Mm-hmm. Typically. Before the tour guide left, he told us we could look around by ourselves. My mom's boyfriend, Jeff, went outside to look at something, and a few minutes later, after he did, he started hearing footsteps upstairs. I also heard that sounded like a lady moaning. My younger sister ran out of the house, and a few seconds later, she came back in with Jeff, and he asked what happened. We told him, so we decided to go upstairs to check it out. While up there, we went into the children's room. We stayed in there for a few minutes, and nothing happened. My mom and Jeff decided to go into the attic where the killer supposedly hid. My sisters ran down the stairs and out the back door because they didn't want to be up there anymore.
Understandably.
Yeah. We were in the attic, and I started hearing children whispering. It sounded like a little girl and a little boy. My mom looked at me and asked what was wrong. I told her, and so we went back into the children's room. I started asking questions like what was their name, and where and a little boy told me his name was Paul. I heard that the children like to play with toy balls, so my mom got a big pink one and started rolling it. Paul wouldn't roll it back, so we thought that maybe because it was a pink and he was a little boy, he didn't like it. That's funny. My mom went back into the attic to try and find another one when all of a sudden a blue and pink ball rolled out from under one of the beds.
Ooh.
Gross. She came back into the room and she stared at it. I picked it up and rolled it to her. She rolled it into one of the corners. Paul rolled it over to my feet. And then I rolled it back to my mom.
Oh my gosh.
Gross.
That's pretty cool,
That
actually.
is.
Yeah.
Paul rolled the pink ball back to my feet where the blue and pink one was. I rolled the blue and pink one back to my mom, and the pink one went into the middle of the room. Jeff tried to see if maybe the floors were curved, and that was what was making it roll. He jumped, and the pink ball would not move. By then, Paul had gotten tired of playing, so we left the house. It's extremely sad what happened there, and I hope to come back soon. There's something in that house, both good and evil. Thanks for reading.
Ooh.
Thanks for
That
sharing.
was a good
Chica
story.
22.
Yeah, thank you,
Yeah.
Chica 22.
Thanks, Chica22.
That's a good story.
That is a good
Spooks.
story. Who did you say you thought it was? The creepy preacher?
Yeah.
That's my guess.
What's your theory?
Just there's way more evidence, I think, for him and like motive, because he reportedly also suffered from like psychosis and like delusional thinking.
Yeah.
Not sure why. He was a
Okay.
traveling preacher, and people like allowed him.
To just like
And
be
I
there.
think he was like if I am remembering correctly from the tour I just watched on YouTube, I watched like an actual tour guide there tell the history. He was like a children's minister.
Ew.
Yeah, and a known peeping Tom.
Gross. I don't
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I do not like that.
And there was also like a report of like someone leaving on a train that morning, which is just like
I
suspect
think
in
it was
itself.
him. Or
Yeah.
went and did it. He's made himself look real suspicious.
Yeah.
Naughty, naughty.
It was wild story.
Wild. All right. Is it my turn?
Or whoever wants to
Or-
go next.
It could be your turn.
Okay. Okay. We are going to now. Okay, first of all, listen. I'm not wearing my glasses, so I'm literally blind as a bat. So bear with me here.
She's a
But
bat.
okay. Let's travel to Fall River, Massachusetts.
Ooh, I love Massachusetts.
The year is 1892. It's early morning in August. The town is quiet and as normal as any other town. However, as the day begins to swelter in the late summer heat, a pair of brutal murders will shatter the quiet of Fall River.
No.
Now, most of you guys probably know this story, so I'm going to do a crash course. On 230 2nd Street, two people, a man and a woman, were found hacked to death with an axe. Their faces unrecognizable. Andrew and Abby Borden were their names, and their murderer was never caught. At the center of this storm, however, stood Lizzie Borden. Andrew was her father and Abby her stepmother. The Bordens were a well-known family, and Lizzie seemed an unlikely suspect. Yet, as the investigation wore on, the police began to unravel Lizzie's strange behavior, shifting alibi, and a mysteriously burned dress. Lizzie wasn't the only suspect, however. Bridget Sullivan, the maid. Bridget was in the house during the murders, and some have suggested she may have been Lizzie's accomplice. A later rumor, without verifiable evidence, claimed that Bridget confessed on her deathbed that she changed her testimony to protect Lizzie. John Morse, the uncle. John Morse, the brother of Lizzie's deceased birth mother, was visiting the family the night before and morning of the murders. Police considered him suspect at one point because of this absurdly perfect alibi, but he was ultimately not charged. A random intruder. Lizzie initially suggested that a tramp or an enemy of her father's could have committed the crimes.
So like a slutty person or a hobo?
A tramp.
A
tramp.
transient person, a person who's unhomed. I think
Yeah,
is what they
I'm
mean.
thinking like,
A
when I think
vagabond.
that, I think like Lady and the Tramp.
Ah, yeah.
Yes. Where was I?
Mood.
Witnesses in the area reported seeing a wild-eyed man carrying a hatchet, though police later dismissed this testimony. Emma Borden, Lizzie's older sister. Emma had an alibi placing her out of town during the murders. However, some have theorized she could have secretly committed the crimes and returned in time to receive the telegram informing her of her parents' death.
Kind of like Where the Crawdads Sing. A la Crawdad Singing. Sorry.
Lizzie. That's a really good book. Have you guys...
I've only seen the movie.
The book is very good.
I bet.
After being acquitted... Oh, wait. Lizzie, however, was the main suspect in the investigation, though she was found not guilty. After being acquitted in the 1893 murder trial of her father and stepmother, Lizzie Borden continued to live in Fall River, though she moved to a new lavish home named Maplecroft with her sister Emma. She legally changed her first name to Lizbeth and lived a life of social seclusion and quiet charitable work, avoiding much of Fall River society after the community ostracized her despite her acquittal.
I wonder why they stayed.
I don't know. Her sister eventually cut ties with her in 1905, and Lizzie lived her final years in relative solitude until her death. She died in 1927 at age 66, just days before her sister Emma, and was buried in Oak Grove Cemetery alongside her father and stepmother.
Oh, rude.
The case remained unsolved, and she never publicly spoke about the murders. The story of Lizzie Borden is one of the most infamous in American history. Most of you have probably heard the rhyme, Lizzie Borden took an axe and gave her mother 40 whacks. When she saw what she had done, she gave her father 41. It is a case that still leaves people wondering, did Lizzie Borden really take an axe? The story of Lizzie Borden has been told many times on many paranormal and true crime podcasts. But we're going to go beyond that day in August and look at what still goes bump in the night in that house on 230 2nd Street long after the murder. The Lizzie Borden house is very, very haunted. Not only by Andrew and Abby, but perhaps by Lizzie herself, some neighbors who drowned, and some other curious spirits.
Exciting.
Yeah.
It's just bopping.
Bopping place.
It's a fully functional bed and breakfast now.
We could stay there.
We could stay there. We should stay there.
We should.
It houses guests from all over the country, and you can even stay in the Lizzie suite and sleep in the bed she slept in.
Crazy. Yeah, no thanks.
I do it.
We
I
know.
would do it.
I guess we could share it.
Yeah.
We share the bed.
The dining room table on which guests enjoy their meals is where Abby and Andrew were autopsied.
Ooh, okay.
Which is very cool.
Sanitary.
Reports still consist
Cool's a
of
word.
spectral cats, apparitions, self-rocking chairs,
And
and
I love that.
choking guests as they lay in their bed.
No.
Oh my
No,
God.
you better not do that.
No.
Don't touch me.
Don't.
Stop. Don't touch me there. Guests who stay at the Lizzie Borden house have captured photos of strange anomalies floating by their beds, noises coming from inside wardrobes,
Yes.
footsteps, laughter, like that of Lizzie's the morning of the murders,
She's like,
and some have even reported being touched by an unseen hand while they slept.
Like, what kind of touch?
Stop. Don't touch me there.
Kylie's like singing that, and I'm over here going, that's okay, buddy.
Here are some ghost stories from the Lizzie Borden house. This is from Same Version, 5,216 on Reddit.
pop off Reddit, same version.
My ghostly encounter at the Lizzie Borden house. My brother and I spent the night there on Halloween 2019.
Goals.
Goals. He had Emma's room and I had Lizzie's. While the
And they slept
original,
alone?
yeah.
Spooky.
While the original furniture owned by the family is long gone, period furniture, often the exact models, were purchased and set up in the rooms. The hardware was original, including the heaters, doorknobs, walls, doors, and many family relics, including Lizzie's books. It's pretty
That's
cool.
kind of cool.
Of course, bathrooms were installed in areas that used to be closets. So there's a theory that if Lizzie is the one that killed her parents, part of it was because he wouldn't install like actual light fixtures,
And, like, indoor
plumbing, and he was just like really.
He was being a curmudgeon, but then like he bought a house for his new wife's, their stepmom's sister.
Yes.
But he wouldn't give his daughters anything. But they couldn't like go work.
Yeah.
And neither of them were getting married anytime soon. So what were they supposed to do?
So that's why one of the theories is that it was Lizzie and Emma.
And they got the uncle brought into it. Because he kind of showed up like no one knew he was coming. He just like popped
just
in.
randomly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the story. I have to say, contrary to what I expected, it felt very peaceful. It has a comfortable vibe in this beautiful historic Victorian era home. It's now a bed and breakfast and had a full house that night. I finally drifted off to sleep in a very comfy antique bed in Lizzie's room. At around 5:30, I woke up needing to use the bathroom. I went to open the door and it was really stuck. I mean, as if someone was holding it tight. If this had been summertime, this could have been explained as heat and humidity swelling the door. But it was a brisk, chilly fall night with practically no humidity. I keep trying to turn the knob. It would not turn, just not even open. I started swearing and shaking the door. A girl sleeping
As one
in
does.
Yes. Goddamn door. A girl sleeping in the John Morris room next to me heard me and came out to help. She couldn't get it open on her end either and stated that it felt locked. Shortly after that, the door suddenly worked fine. I tested it by shutting it and opening it a few times, and it was as if nothing was wrong with it.
Oof.
I found out later, when I spoke with the owners, that that kind of thing has been reported multiple times in the past. To this day, I still can't find a mundane explanation for it.
Yeah, because it was ghosts.
It was a ghost.
It was ghosts.
That is the one.
Actually, it was ghosts.
And that is the only explanation, period.
Period.
There's no other.
There's no other. This next story comes from Pretty Effin' Spooky on YouTube.
That's pretty effing spooky.
So, Amanda found herself spending the night completely alone in the infamous Lizzie Borden house.
Gross.
On Easter of all nights.
Jesus.
No other guests had booked a room, so she had the entire house to herself.
Great.
Because why would you stay there Easter night? Why?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? For funsies.
For funsies. It was the final stop on her 2-week paranormal investigation adventure.
Damn.
Oh, how fun!
Yeah. She'd already visited Waverly Hills Sanatorium,
She did.
Salem, Massachusetts, and the Conjuring House. The Lizzie Borden house.
R.I.P. Conjuring House.
R.I.P. Conjuring House.
Anyway.
Womp womp.
Well.
The Lizzie Borden house was meant to be the grand finale. At first, she was thrilled to have the place to herself. But that excitement did not last long. The night before investigating the Conjuring House, the night before she'd been investigating the Conjuring House and had only gotten 4 hours of sleep. She was exhausted, but still determined to make the most of it. After taking a tour and saying goodbye to the tour guide for the night, she tried to settle in and get comfortable. Amanda always tries to debunk first and look to the paranormal later. The night began quietly enough until the sounds started.
It's an old house. I'm sure it's just the house settling.
Maybe that was the wind.
It's always just the wind. Or mice. Maybe it's mice.
Maybe it's
Maybe
mice.
it's
Or
mice.
maybe it's something else. She began hearing noises coming from other rooms, which was strange. Strange. It's kind of hard to talk with these things in.
You're doing an amazing job, though.
Thank you. Which was strange since she... Oh no. She was completely alone. Then came 3 distinct knocks. She couldn't find any explanation for them, though she believed they came from the attic room. She wandered the house filming, capturing footage of the antique furniture and herself as she explored.
I thought you were going to say Antichrist.
And the
Furniture is
Antichrist.
Antichrist.
This was not there. Sorry, Luke. I love you, buddy.
That night she stayed in what she called the John Morris room. She explained that the house itself is set up to be unsettling. Mannequins, crime scene photos, and aged decor fill every corner. There's no television. It feels as if she put it like sleeping in a museum.
I've heard they
Gross.
have the dad's skull there, too. Or like a replica, but I think it's his actual skull.
Ooh, that's wild.
That's rad.
That's kind of, yeah.
The upstairs bedroom especially unnerved her. Many believe that the attic is haunted by the spirits of drowned children,
Oh my
but
God.
Amanda doesn't buy that. She said it felt like something else was there, something different. So I'm guessing like non-human entity.
Yes.
As she continued exploring, she went live on her channel, turning on all the lights and showing her audience the eerie rooms one by one. But once the live tour ended, she had to go back through the dark house alone and turn off every light again.
I wouldn't. I would like, these are staying on all night. These are staying on all night.
Amanda believes that most paranormal activity is residual, that hauntings are often echoes of the past rather than intelligent entities.
Sure. Okay.
She thinks the phenomenon is more complex than people realize, but as the night wore on, she began to question even her own belief.
Yeah, because she hasn't spent any time at our houses.
After turning off the lights, she prepared to start an online Estes method session with her friend Charisse. That's when things escalated. She began hearing footsteps above her. Slow, deliberate steps moving from one end of the attic to the other.
Gross.
I love it. I love it.
Moments later, she heard her armoire creak and click as though someone had stepped beside it. More footsteps followed in the hallway just outside her door. As she started the video call, the activity intensified.
Ooh.
She said she felt surrounded, cornered even.
Ew.
She quickly locked her door and slid a food tray in front of it for extra security.
A what?
Like a
fruit
a
tray?
food tray, like
A
one of those, like,
yeah,
fold out.
yeah, no, yeah,
a
that's
fruit tray.
what is that going to do?
It's
Wait,
sure
she's
to do.
she's feeding the fruit to the entity.
Okay. She's
An
like, are you hungry,
offering.
girl? Here's a little snack. Don't hurt me.
Yeah.
A food tray.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
gonna save you. Don't worry.
Yeah. She, like, lodged it under the door, so, like,
Right,
if
oh,
people
right.
tried to push it,
Wouldn't open.
yes.
Mm.
She caught the distinct creak of footsteps. Oh, wait. While recording her video call, the sounds continued. And she caught the distinct creak of footsteps right above her. So she got it on video this time.
I love that. I want to see that.
Then she began noticing something new. Tiny flashes of blue and white light flickering around the room.
Ooh.
She described them as pinpricks of light that would dart across the air or blink out in one spot and reappear somewhere else. She said she knows these were not floaties because some of them were see-through and others reflected in the mirror.
Ugh.
I've seen those before.
That's way cool.
During the call, her friend was giving her a tarot reading. And in the middle of it, Amanda heard a woman's voice somewhere in the house. She also began seeing a black, wispy shadow moving along the floor near the corner by the door. The energy, she said, felt masculine and angry that she was there.
Ooh.
Huh.
Throughout the night, the sounds continued. Footsteps, creaks, and movement all around her. By the time she started her final live stream, she was so unsettled that she was seriously considering sleeping in her car. Eventually, that's what she did. Around 1:30 a.m., she left the house and slept in her car until sunrise. Once the daylight returned, she went back inside and managed to sleep for a few hours in the safety of the morning light. She ended her video by saying that she had never experienced anything like it. She always managed to explain away strange events in the past, chalk them up to something logical. But that night in the Lizzie Borden house was different. She saw and heard things she couldn't explain away, and it completely blew her mind.
Well, she needs to come hang out with us.
Yeah.
If she hasn't had anything scarier than that, like, girl.
Yeah. You can tell, like, how genuinely afraid she is when you are watching her video. Like, she was having a rough
Well, and
go.
she's there alone. Like, that would be
And she
really
was like,
scary.
I'm afraid to say what I just saw in case it, like, hears me.
In case it's mad. I don't want it to hurt me.
Yeah.
Hello.
So though she was genuinely terrified throughout the night, she said she was still grateful for the experience and that someday she'd like to go back and try to conquer the Lizzie Borden house again.
How about, instead of conquer, how about vibe with it?
Yeah.
How about, like, hang out and chill and
Hang
be like,
out.
okay, we're cool now, right?
Come with us. We'll keep
Yeah.
you safe.
You'll be fine.
Over a century later... Oh, wait. I skipped something.
I was like, wait a minute.
I'm really bad at this game.
What, trying to read without your glasses?
Yeah. So, thanks, Craig. What really happened that August morning in 1892? Did the true killer slip away, leaving Lizzie to wear the stain of suspicion for the rest of her life?
Ooh.
Or was it someone else?
I think it was the uncle.
You think it was the uncle?
I guess, okay.
Okay.
Am I okay to talk now?
Yes, please do.
Cool. Okay, so I was just watching something on the Lizzie Borden house because, it's Halloween time.
As you
And,
do, yes.
And I've been watching all sorts of stuff on things in preparation for this episode.
Yes.
And one of the theories is, like, Lizzie and her uncle were really close. And, this is her maternal uncle. Like, her mom had passed when Lizzie was super young or even in childbirth with her, I think. I could be wrong.
Something like that.
That's what I remember. And so the uncle came unannounced, which was odd. And it is, so allegedly there was a bathroom in the home. Do I know if there was a toilet in it? No, but apparently there was some rudimentary plumbing there.
Okay.
And there was one bathroom originally in the home. And it was like a weird Jack and Jill situation. Like, you had to enter either from the hallway or from Lizzie's room.
Okay.
And her dad would come in the night and enter through her room. Or it was like a Jack and Jill situation between her stepmom and dad's bedroom, and they had pushed like an armoire in front of it, so he had to come through her room.
Okay, weird.
And like wake her up, being a dick. However, there's also, and I don't know how true this is alleged. I'm not trying to accuse the dead of anything they didn't do. But there is this one theory that he was being sexually inappropriate with Lizzie, and Lizzie was confiding in her uncle, and her uncle's like, fuck this shit. And he came and got rid of the problem. Yep.
Okay.
I can see that.
I can see that.
And so, who knows the truth?
knows?
All I know is Lizzie was in the barn eating a pear. That's all I know.
That's all I know. So, over a century later, the question still echoes through the halls of 232nd Street. Guests continue to hear footsteps on the stairs, doors that refuse to open, and whispers that travel through the walls. Maybe it's Andrew and Abby still seeking justice. Maybe it's Lizzie herself.
Seeking justice.
Seeking justice, yeah. Restless and resentful of the accusations that never died. Whatever the truth is, one thing is certain. Time has not quieted the Borden house. The same walls that once witnessed one of America's most brutal murders seem to hum with the energy of that day. So if you ever find yourself in Fall River, standing before the old white house with the dark green shutters, remember this. Some stories never really end. Sometimes they just keep knocking.
Ooh, shit. Good soup.
The end.
Hell yeah.
That was delightful. Thank you, Kylie.
But yeah, you should go watch the video. It is actually cool to see all the antiques.
Yeah, anything where they show the interior of the Borden home is really neat. It's really
Yes.
cool. I would love to stay there.
Yeah. She was definitely psyching herself out, though, because she was there alone.
Oh, how could you know?
Oh, yeah.
That would be weird. I'd be like, I'm just going to sit
Yeah.
in the living room.
Yeah.
No.
I'm just going to keep this light on.
Yeah, I would just go to sleep and the light would be on and that's all that would happen.
Yeah. Or it would be fine. We'd be there together. Like, if I went alone. Like, I can't see us going alone, because why would we?
But I slept alone in that haunted room and
At the Whitmore Mansion.
At the Whitmore.
mansion. And I survived it.
If I didn't have a Peter, I don't know if I probably would have slept alone in the room I was in, because it just felt like I got the best night's sleep. It was so good. You guys all went to
Our
coffee,
room-
and I'm like, no, I'm not waking
Yeah.
up.
The room I was in, an entity got on the bed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, tucked me right in.
You and Tilly.
Yes. Go listen to our Whitmore Mansion episode.
Please do.
We just
Please
dropped
do.
another Estes method there, so
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
we mentioned at the beginning of this episode.
Yeah,
They're
go
doing
see those.
ghost tours there again. We should go.
We should go, and then we can just take over the tour and talk about our experience
So
there.
actually,
Like, be huge assholes.
right?
Here's
Everyone's
where we go.
Yes.
Okay.
yes.
Who's ready to go to Beverly Hills?
Ooh,
Beverly
yeah.
Hills.
That's where I want to be. Meow.
Living in
Or
Beverly
Beverly Hills
Hills.
90210. Dun-na-na-na. No. If anybody's else is a fellow old who's old enough to remember that show.
Hell yeah.
So, we are going to be talking. A lot of times they say the Tate La Bianca murders, but we're just talking about the Tate murder house at 150 CeeLo Drive murder house. The Tate murder house, also the Omen house,
Ooh.
which is built close in that area where the Tate murders happened.
Okay.
Okay. So, on August 9th, 1969, at the Benedict Canyon home of Sharon Tate, an actress who was coming into the height of her career, she was 8.5 months pregnant. That's like a full-ass baby.
Yeah,
That
that's,
is a
that's
full-ass
like there.
baby.
Like, that's a human.
8 months is 1 month away from
Full term.
full term.
Yep.
If you don't know baby time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Baby time.
Yeah. Stephen Parent, an 18-year-old friend of the property's caretaker, he was killed as he was leaving the estate. He was shot in his
shit.
car.
Oh, damn.
So sad. All he was doing was visiting a friend.
That
Jeez.
sucks.
Jay Sebring, a celebrity hairstylist and a friend of the Tates, and allegedly Sharon Tate's ex-boyfriend. Oh, fuck. I looked this up. I was prepared. So, Wojciech Frykowski? Yes. An actor and friend of Roman Polanski. And Abigail Folger, heiress to the Folgers' coffee fortune and Frykowski's girlfriend.
Ooh.
So this group was all hanging out at the house, minding their own fucking business. Sharon's just trying to grow a human.
Which is a hard job.
It is hard, and like looking forward to motherhood.
Ooh,
She's
yeah.
young, she's vibrant, she's like
Hell yeah.
entering into the peak of her acting career.
Ooh, shit.
She basically all
She's
these people have everything going for
killing
them.
it,
Yeah, because this other guy was an actor too, the Frykowski guy, and Abigail Folger. Come on, she had it all going for her. Anyway. The home which the group lost their lives at the hands of a cult led by a small, disgusting narcissist no longer remains.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah,
Fuck
fuck
that
him.
guy.
Ew. It was torn down in 1994 after Trent Reznor rented it to complete the album The Downward Spiral. Reznor was fascinated with the murders, but he had a chance to meet Sharon Tate's sister Deborah Tate.
Oh, wow.
It is said that this changed Reznor's heart and he was able to recognize the real hurt and loss that families go through. I just want to acknowledge that as we were talking about real lives and real people, let's not glorify the villains, but let's celebrate the lives that ended too soon. Let's be curious about the paranormal and what comes next for us all. There's a house tucked into the Hollywood Hills that seems to hum with something unresolved.
Ooh.
A modern home, sleek lines, and glowing windows overlooking Los Angeles, yet at night, people say it feels like the past presses up against the walls. This is the David Omen house, built in the early 2000s just down the street from where the devastating tragedy once shocked Los Angeles, and ever since it has been finished, it hasn't been quiet.
Ooh.
David Omen didn't build his dream home to chase ghosts. He just wanted a view of the canyon, the city lights, and maybe a little peace. But almost as soon as construction began, strange things started happening.
Ruh-roh.
Workers reported tools vanishing, only to reappear somewhere impossible, as spirit is
They
wont
do like to
do.
do that.
Yes, they do. Footprints appeared in dust on freshly poured concrete. Oh, that's kind of rude. That's funny, though. And when no one was there... Oh, yeah. Sorry. And at night, the family's dog would stand at the edge of the staircase, staring at something invisible, growling low and uneasy.
The doggos know.
They know.
Listen to your pets.
When Omen moved in, he began waking to what he described as visitors. Not intruders, more like guests. Figures walking up the staircase, voices whispering in the halls, and occasionally music. Soft vintage, like something from the 1960s drifting through the air.
Ooh.
That's wild.
Yeah. And I've watched multiple videos with David Omen, welcoming people into his home and letting them do ghost hunts, letting them do seances. Grim Life Collective has been there. So many
cool.
people have been there. Psychics who visited the house say it sits on a kind of energetic fault line, a place where residual emotions pool and replay itself. Some call that stone tape theory. We've talked about this before.
Have.
Or like a residual haunting. The idea that certain locations record energy like emotional film stock and replay it for those who are sensitive enough to hear it. Water break.
Water break.
Hydrate before you dihydrate.
Yeah.
2 medications I take give me dry mouth. It's such fun. Okay. David Omen has become quite the host, willing to share his home with investigators. It appears he has even written a book about the hauntings in his home.
Ooh, I want to read that.
So I think we'll get into this as to why this is connected with the Tate murders and the Tate murder house.
Okay.
But if not, I will be sure to really hammer that in. Just wait for it.
Okay. I will be
everyone.
patient.
So, in an article by Cassie Carpenter, it details their experiences of being able to spend time with David in his home. So, this is an article written by Cassie Carpenter. Working in the paranormal world, I had always heard of the Omen house, but I had never had the opportunity to go myself. So, when my boss called and asked me if I wanted to go help out with an investigation there, I jumped at the chance. I am so glad I did. It was by far the clearest example of paranormal activity I have experienced in my life.
Oh, hell yeah.
Right? In 2002, David Omen built his house on CeeLo Drive, and I could be saying that wrong, sorry about it, 200 feet from where one of the most famous and most tragic incidents occurred in Hollywood. And I am not saying that part. On the night of August 8th, 1969, actress Sharon Tate, who was 8 months pregnant, was hosting some friends of hers at her home on CeeLo Drive. In attendance were Jay Sebring, Wojciech Frykowski, and Abigail Folger. Sharon's husband, who will remain not named, was out of town. Under orders from this narcissistic little piece of pathetic shit, 4 members of his cult arrived at the house, first killing 18-year-old Stephen Parent in his car as he was on his way out of the driveway. He had been visiting the state's caretaker, who lived in the little guest house, caretaker house. They then brutally murdered everyone inside. Since then, the restless spirits of the victims have roamed CeeLo Drive, which, to be fair, there are allegedly many
The holy
other
water flask.
entities there. It's empty. Sorry, holy water flask. Anyway, so that tragic event happened, which has, you know, rightfully so, either they're still come to visit, they're still there, or it's a residual, but they have evidence that the people who lost their lives that night still come and visit, still might be hanging around.
Okay.
Yeah. And this house is only 200 feet from there. So the house was tore down and a new house was built on that property, but not in the same place as the old home.
Oh, okay.
And so some of the land was sold.
Okay.
And so, yeah, they've completely tried to retake that land from that tragic night.
Okay.
But, best intentions be damned sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The house where the murders happened has since been demolished, but there are still several homes on the quiet drive, including David's. During the construction of the house, the workers would complain of ghostly footsteps, cold spots, something touching the back of their necks, etc. David has experienced countless paranormal phenomena, everything from objects flying across the room to disembodied voices to unexplainable anomalies. He even woke up one night to see the spirit of Jay Sebring at the foot of his bed, pointing in the direction where the Tate house used to be.
Ooh.
I know, right? Full body
Ooh,
apparition.
That's
spooky.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Full body
That's
apparitions
intense,
are
yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Obviously, I couldn't wait to see if I would experience any of this for myself. I truly believe I was haunted even before I set foot in the house. I left my Hollywood apartment and drove in the direction of Beverly Hills, eventually pulling out my phone to get the GPS going. Except it wouldn't work. The internet wouldn't work at all. So I was just winging it, which caused me to miss the turn onto Benedict Canyon not once, but twice. Poor David was calling me, trying to find out where I was and give me directions. He's like, shouldn't you be here?
Where are you?
Eventually I made it there and we had some laughs about it, but my phone started working again as soon as I left.
Oh!
So it wouldn't work the whole time she was there.
That is so wild.
That's wild.
Once I arrived, we started off with a tour of the house. While in the laundry room on the second floor, the light in the hallway dimmed and returned to its previous brightness. No one admitted to having hit the switch, so we noted the time and watched it back on camera. Sure enough, no one had touched the switch.
Ooh.
Now my curiosity was really piqued. We continued the tour down to the bottom level, which David stated seemed to receive the most activity. Our EMF readers and REM pods were going off here and there, but nothing too crazy. We held a séance, but nothing really happened. Later in the night, though, the activity really started to pick up. One of the fellow investigators brought a paranormal music box.
Ooh.
Those are cool. I want one.
That sounds way cool.
This piece of equipment has a sensor on the front, and when something passes through the sensor, the music will play.
Ooh.
The box had casually been sitting on the bar all night. We were hanging around in the room, and the box started playing. No one was even near it.
Ooh.
From where we focused our attention to the area in front of the music box, we put the thermal camera on the spot in front of the box, and sure enough, a spot showed up that shouldn't be there.
Ooh.
There was no reason for that area to show up as a different temperature, but it did. This continued on for a while. Eventually, the music box was joined by the lights going on and off on their own. So I'm guessing there were lights in the room. No one was near the switch, and everyone in the house was in the same room. Who or whatever was there was surely making its presence known. While I was there, I also experienced an unexplainable cold breeze coming at me, dizziness on the stairwell, and a brief, intense feeling of nausea upon entering the downstairs room. David compared this to what happened to Barry Taft, and I am truly honored. Since then, I have been able to visit the Omen house another time and had another very interesting experience in the downstairs guest room. Some of the guests had not been feeling a lot of energy and mentioned differences in the temperature. When the room was empty, save for myself, except for my friend and I moved the thermal camera around the room. There was a large hot spot in the corner of the room up near the ceiling. Well, okay, because he rises.
He does rise.
He do be doing that. Science.
It was like,
Bill Nye.
and David, there were no pipes or anything in the roof there that could have been causing the temperature change. Except for heat rises. All sorts of strange noises and odd visual anomalies came from that room that night, which was cool. I was already a believer before coming into David's house, but if I hadn't been, it would have made a believer out of me. I have also never experienced the type of activity and so much at one time, as I have those nights at the Omen house. David has installed over 30 cameras around the house, which makes this location ideal for investigators. You don't have to wonder if you saw or heard something. You can go back and check.
That's cool.
It isn't just one type of activity at the Omen house. You'll get all kinds. The amount of paranormal professionals who have seen it for themselves can't deny the experience. Can't be denied, and the experience has been so intense for some that they have refused to go back.
Oh my gosh.
How he continues to live there, I don't know. Oh, he is so friends with everyone
Right.
there.
Absolutely.
They're like all
Absolutely.
besties. But I'll always be up for an investigation at the Omen house. So, over the years, paranormal investigators have flooded the Omen house. Oh, that was the end of that article.
Okay.
This is me. EVPs, electronic voice phenomenon, are common. Voices whispering names and phrases like, I'm here, or please help. Cameras capturing orbs, shadows that move against gravity, and once a mist that took on the faint outline of a woman's face.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Skeptics, of course, have explanations, sound reflections, lighting tricks, wishful
It was
thinking.
the wind.
It was the wind.
Obviously.
But even those who arrive doubtful often leave unsettled. The energy in that house doesn't need you to believe in it to make itself known. There's a strange comfort in the idea that tragedy doesn't always end with absence. Sometimes maybe it lingers, so that we remember to listen, to witness, to hold space for what was lost. Whether you believe the Omen house is haunted by Sharon Tate herself or simply by echoes of grief, something undeniably alive hums in those walls.
Ooh.
And maybe that's the haunting lesson of CeeLo Drive. That energy never truly dies.
Ooh.
So
Ooh.
that is the Tate Omen property
I like it.
phenomenon and haunting.
I like it.
I don't like that the shadows were like defying gravity. like,
But
that's-
they're just floating.
they're just like floating.
That happens.
Yeah.
That's how shadows be shadowing.
Gravity.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that is that.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Those were wild stories, y'all.
Those are wild
Yeah.
stories. Happy Halloween!
Happy
Halloween!
Woo!
Happy Samhain 2025!
Happy Samhain!
Samhain.
Oh my gosh, I was watching Supernatural.
Oh no, and they
As one
said that,
does.
didn't
They
they?
said it Samhain.
And you're like, no.
No.
And you
I was like,
cringe.
LOL. There are 2 days from listening to this until actual Halloween. On actual Halloween, we have a little. Oh shit!
Hey, our light just
Our
fell.
light just fell
Our
down
light literally got pushed down off the table.
by the entities.
That light has been there for months.
Yeah,
Months.
it's on a tripod thing too, so it's like sturdy.
Yeah, it's been here for months and hasn't moved.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, on actual Halloween.
On actual Halloween.
We're having a super fun listener stories episode. There may still be time for you after listening to this to get your story read on that episode. Send your ghost stories.
Send them.
Send them.
Or I will haunt your dreams.
Anyways, you can send those to seancewithmysiblings@gmail.com.
Or DM us on the Instagram.
Or the TikTok.
Facebook,
Or the
TikTok.
Facebook.
Leave it in the YouTube comment.
Yeah.
Any way you can get your stories to us, just do.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And we'll read them
Yes.
on Halloween.
We're on all the social medias at Seance with My Siblings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Do it and you're cool.
happy
Boo.
Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Everybody wave at the microphone.
Bye.
Au revoir.
Rawr.
Ciao. Rawr, XD.
Arrivederci.
Adios.